So what's going on guys, Kades here and welcome back to a brand new video. For today I will show you the best Deathblade PvP build in Lost Ark. So in this guide I will show you what abilities and awakening skill you want to get. Then I will explain what are the best skill rotations to use for 1v1 and 3v3 arenas. And then lastly I will show you the best gameplay and even which stats you need to allocate for PvP, so you would be able to get the best results and highest damage possible and much more. So if this sounds interesting to you, then let's get straight into it. So this class has big AoE skills with high damage and a lot of combos to destroy the enemy's team. Deathblade is basically like a Lost Ark's rogue type of class that utilizes speed and crowd control. In PvP, the Deathblade revolves around quick catches with her dashes and crowd control. She is a hit and run specialist that goes in when the time is right and deals massive amount of damage. Her quickness and high protected skills allow her to climb very high in the 3v3 and 1v1 meta, making her an excellent choice for old or new players to play for PvP arenas. So if you're looking for the best and highest damage Deathblade PvP build for 1v1 and 3v3 arenas, then this is the one for you. Okay, so now let's move over to the build itself, and these are the skills you want to have. So then for the first ability we have the surprise attack, and we use 10 levels to unlock the wide angle attack, excellent mobility and trailing sword burst. Then for the second ability we have the upper slash, and we use 10 more levels to select the swift fingers, large twister and tenacity. Then for the next one we have the spin cutter ability, and this time we use just 4 levels to unlock the swift fingers. Then for the fourth ability we have the moonlight sonic, and we use 10 levels to select the fist of darkness, sustain enhancement and shade sonic. Then for the next one we have the dark axle ability, and we want to use 10 more levels to unlock the swift fingers, tenacity and high axle. So then for one of the last abilities we have the maelstrom, and we use again 10 levels to select the orb control, dark order and stabilized energy. Then for the seventh ability we have the blitz rush, and we use 10 more levels to unlock the vital point strike, all around and shadow rush. And then for the last and final ability we have the headhunt, and we use our last 10 levels to select the quick preparation, quick hunt and enhanced stun. Then for your awakening skill you want to get the flash blink, and for your combat stats you want to have 1 crit, 249 domination and 750 swiftness. Okay, so then moving over to the gameplay, and if you have played this class while leveling, you will be very familiar with the skills, so I will just try to give you a short description. So then for the first ability we have the surprise attack, and this one is your mobility skill that leaves behind a knock-up effect after the dash. This is a great skill for baiting opponent skills or for you to move around the arena a bit easier. Then the next ability is called the upper slash, and this is your main protective move. This move grants you push immunity and is a great skill for countering opponents. Then the next one is called the spin cutter, and this is another mobility skill that you can use up to 2 times. Then for the next ability we have the dark axle, and this is your main engagement tool with excellent mobility. This skill combined with upper slash gives you a great engaging option whenever you want. Then for the fifth ability we have the headhunt, and this is your hard crowd control skill. It can be used on someone falling down, allowing you to follow that up with a damage skill. Then the next ability is called the moonlight sonic, and this is your main AoE damage skill, which is my personal favorite, as sometimes if your teammates stun the enemies, you can follow that up with a lot of massive AoE damage. Then for one of the last abilities we have the maelstrom, and this is a utility skill that grants movement speed to you and your allies. With stabilized energy you can also gain paralyzed immunity during the debuff, but don't forget to activate the skill before getting into a fight. Then for the last ability we have the blitz rush, and this is another damage skill that you can use as a range ability, deal damage and even on successful hit knock up the enemies in the air at the same time. So then moving over to your identity skill, which are these 3 orbs. So this is how it works. You can fill up these orbs by attacking your enemies, and if you have filled at least 1 orb, you can press the Z key and it will activate this animation and you will do a lot of damage, and the more orbs you will consume for your skill, the higher damage you will do. Most of the time I use this ability when the enemy is on the ground, or if I see a bunch of enemies stacked up on top of each other. And then last but not the least, for your awakening skill we have the flash blink, and this is just another simple damage ability. What I like to do, as you can only use the skill once per match, I find an enemy, then I stun him with the headhunt ability, and then I use my awakening skill. And you are guaranteed to hit the enemy and deal bunch of damage, which will be very hard for the enemy to recover from. Okay, so then moving over to the highest damage rotations, and I will give you two options. So the first combo is to engage into the fight with the Dark Axle, then follow that up with the upper slash or the surprise attack. Then while the enemy is falling, use the headhunt, and then finish this off with the Moonlight Sonic and the Blitz Rush. And then for the second combo, we have a very basic and fast rotation. So we start with the headhunt, then we use the Blitz Rush, and then we finish it off with the Moonlight Sonic. What I usually try to do is use my mobility skills to jump onto the enemy or to escape their skills. And then whenever the first or second combo skills are ready, I choose my target, and then by using the first or second combo, I do a lot of damage. All of these rotations in general are very simple. The idea is that we have a target, then we use a mobility skill to dash to them, then we stun them and throw them in the air, and then lastly we do a bunch of damage. So now for my last and final conclusions for this build. Remember to engage into your fights with the Dark Axle or surprise attack ability. Then don't forget to abuse your mobility and push immunity skills, because all of your abilities do damage, and even some skills are better to use to escape rather than to deal damage. And then lastly, remember that you are an assassin, so your objective is to find the target, deal damage, and then run away. Even though a Deathblade is a melee class, you can't handle too much damage. So use the first or second rotation, then wait for your cooldowns to come back up, and then do that again. In PvP, no matter if it's 1v1 or 3v3, the same rules apply. It is better to wait than just to use one or two skills and then take a lot of damage in return. So remember, the more you will play, the better you will get. Just no matter if you lose or win, try to improve. And then on top of all this, before we end the video, I want to give you 2-3 different alternatives in case you don't like one of the skills in this build. But I want to mention this, if you're looking for purely best of the best, then stick with the skill setup we covered previously. So a decent option is to replace your Maelstrom ability with the Turning Slash or the Polystar. The general idea is that the Maelstrom ability we have selected will give us push immunity to ourselves and the team. But if you want to be more selfish and you just don't like the way the Maelstrom feels, then go with the Turning Slash or the Polystar skills. Both those abilities have the same tripods that will give you the same push immunity. And then lastly, you can replace the Blitz Rush ability with the Void Strike. Both of these abilities work very similarly, just the Void Strike costs more mana, has longer cooldowns, and I prefer the Blitz Rush skill. So nonetheless, these are the alternatives that you could change, but I don't recommend it, and that's about it. So I really do appreciate everyone for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other good Lost Ark PvP classes that you would like to see in the next video, then feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below. And while you're doing that, please click like, subscribe, and enable that notification bell, so this way you could support the channel and you won't miss any more amazing content from me. With all this said, you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you in my next video. So take it easy, peace.
Yo, I ain't here